like only yesterday since he went.
Where?
To pieces.
I hadn't actually seen the film or the show before, but I got the audition, watched YouTube videos and stuff, and then got in the audition. It was the most fun thing I've ever done. I had to do the bedroom scene on my own, on a chair in front of like 4 or 5 people sat behind a table, and I was just like, yes, I want this job.
At some point during this tour, I become the person who's played Riff Raff more than anyone in the show's 45-year history. So I've done about 1,500 shows at the moment, and it's just building and building and building and building, and that wasn't intentional. I just have such a good time, I keep on coming back.
It's kind of essentially about misfits, Rocky Horrors, and you know, I was a goth growing up, so I'm not averse to the fishnet and the eyeliner, so that part of it didn't bother me. And I kind of really loved, I'd only ever seen the film, and I loved the shout-outs, and I kind of thought, well, that's something, it's sort of a bit chaotic, and I quite like that.
I've been lucky enough to work with Richard O'Brien several times on this show. We toured New Zealand, we've been in tours of Australia, we did the Playhouse West End version, and part of that is slightly terrifying for me because I play the character that when people think of Riff Raff, they think of Richard O'Brien, rightly so, because he is God when it comes to Rocky Horror and God when it comes to Riff Raff, in my eyes anyway. And I think he's really genuinely shocked that something that was only going to play for 3 weeks is still going strong 45 years later.
I think it's there's a double responsibility with Rocky, really, partly to honour the show that the fans know and love, and also to give them something new to amuse them, to excite them.
We do have the very first costume designer from the very first show and the film, Sue Blaine, and she's designed the costumes again for this.
Yeah, which is pretty awesome. So it will be the same Rocky Horror that everyone loves, but a revamped, better version, the best version that there's ever been.
This is about as far out my comfort zone as people sort of think I'm really relaxed to do stuff because I've dressed as a snail, but that's easy. Like, this is like the world's worst anxiety dream every day, but I kind of like challenging myself.
I think that when it first originally opened, it allowed people to express themselves, you know, and to be whoever they wanted to be. It's funny, it's sexy, and it's just real good fun. You know, we're not taking ourselves very seriously, and who doesn't like not putting on a pair of heels and suspenders and tights, really, you know?
I think now, yes, we're very conscious of gender politics and gender identity, and it's so much in the ether. So I think it does feel oddly like a play for today. It feels like it's a piece that could have been written for our own time, and I think that's another hallmark of a classic, isn't it? That it seems to speak to each generation.
I think Rocky Horror attracts a different type of audience to most shows, and for many of the Rocky Horror audiences, it's like a way of life. Like, you know, they've got Rocky Horror tattoos, you know, when the show's not on, they still meet up, you know, so they're different for a start, and I think although they're just a small contingency of the audience, they also, you know, encourage the rest of the audience to join in.
Most fun thing I think I've ever done. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
We've just done the bedroom scenes in there, which is amazing. Like, it'll be like you've never seen us two before.
Yeah, Frankenfurter's fairly rough with me, which is a new experience, but it's fun.
I don't know if my dad's gonna like that scene. He's gonna cringe.
He's not in it.
But he's gonna cringe watching it, and my brother. It's gonna be horrible.
Is really the blame. So I'll remove the...
In Brighton, I describe it as if Brighton did Panto, they'd do Rocky Horror It's kind of panto for freaks and misfits, and everyone joins in, and it's good, it's fun.